Hello, welcome back to the vlog. I feel pretty good because we just finished one on Friday. Today is Monday and we're starting it off. Today is Monday. Oh my gosh. I switched my watch face and so I keep looking at my watch to see what the date is, and I took it off and I'm gonna have to put it back on because it's driving me crazy. Today is Monday, January the 20th. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we are off of school. It's also inauguration day. So there's a lot of things going on here. Specifically, there's a lot of things going on down here in Savannah because I showed you in the last one. Yo, there is snow on the forecast. So I started looking at it like last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, and I've been looking like every couple hours for the last week. And it's changed a bit, like the amount has changed, but it has stayed consistent of saying there would be snow almost every time. So right now it's saying snow 2 to 4 inches tomorrow. It's 75% chance total, but like the first chance is at 5 p.m. And then Wednesday right now it's saying 2 to 3 inches, and it should be like in the morning. So I think it's going to snow like overnight, which is insane. So I'm super pumped. They already called it Hallelujah, because a lot of times they wait till the last minute. They've already called it for this week for school. We're not going Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday because we have to make sure that there's no ice and no snow because I live in Savannah, Georgia. The last time it snowed was 2018, and that was like wild because we had, actually I looked it up, and according to the like local weather service, they said we had 1.2 inches of snow in 2018. No, it was like snow. And then it says, I was like looking it up to like tell you so that you didn't think I was crazy. It says it snowed in 2010.9 inches, but I remember that, and it did not accumulate. It just like melted before it got to the ground. Before 2010, it was 1996.2 inches of snow. I would have been 1, so I would not know. Before that, same thing, 1993, 0.2 inches of snow. The last time, so like 2018, we had significant snow. The last time before then that we had significant snow was December of 1989. Okay, so like it's a big deal. Our area does not have anything. They did buy some salt, but I'm hoping they borrowed someone's salt trucks because we don't have like salt trucks to salt the roads. We don't have like the snow tires. Nobody knows how to drive in the snow because we don't live in the snow. It doesn't snow here. We also live on the coast, so there's like bridges everywhere, which means that all the bridges are icy because we live like over the marshes. And so like just the accumulation of all that, plus on top of that, our kids don't have like snow gear because we don't have snow. Like most of my students at school were not even alive last time it snowed. So like it's kind of crazy. So because of that, they already called it, and we're e-learning Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So there might be some power outages, but it doesn't seem like they're too concerned. So we shall see. We're not really sure what to expect because again, we're like, it doesn't snow here. So it's like, which last time I just remember I was like, I could not believe my eyes. It just kept snowing and kept snowing, and then it stayed for like days. It was crazy. Anyway, so that's kind of why I wanted to film this, actually, is because if it does snow, I wanted to just have some photographic evidence of it. But anyway, all of that to say, I should have some extra time this week because even though we are e-learning, I will still be working all day. We are not drinking water while I'm talking. We're e-learning, so I will still be working all day, but I don't have to get ready in the morning. I don't have to drive to school. I don't have to drive home. I won't have choir after school. I won't have a PTA meeting on Thursday. Like all these things have gotten canceled, so I'm gonna have some extra time, which is glorious. So anyway, today is like planned holiday off of school. I just got home from bar class, which is why I look like a disaster, but I'm about to go take a shower, and then I'm gonna look, even worse. Although I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna do coffee first and then go take a shower. And then the rest of the day, I don't have like firm plans. I have a couple things that I would like to do. Like I really this week would like to paint. I need a painting here. I had one last year, but it was like florals and it just wasn't wintry. And so I need to paint a wintry painting for this spot right here. is the piano room. We took the tree out and we put the couch back and we kind of rearranged it because the couch was on that side, which I think looks better, but I really also don't want to move the piano again because it's really heavy, so we're just gonna live with it, I think. Anyway, so that's my big thing for this week, and then I do need to work on business stuff. I need to check some videos and get some videos uploaded, especially to my music account. I need to do some product creation. I need to finish a product for my Bible class, and then I'm working on another workbook. Like I had the Christmas workbook, so I'm working on a new one, and I started it last week, so I'm kind of hoping I get it done this week. That's like my big thing is I'm trying for January and February. I want to get 4 workbooks done and out, like activity books, because I feel like if I can get 4, that's like a good bit, then I can see if they're actually going to sell or not. If you have like 1, it's kind of hard to see, like, you know, if it really will or not. And so I was like, well, you know, if I do 4, then I can have a better chance of like understanding if those are going to sell and how they're going to sell and those kind of things. And so especially doing them like at the beginning of the year, then I can kind of like track them for the next couple months. And then if they work, then we can, you know, do more. So that's kind of my tentative thought going on. So I would like to work on that today. And other than that, honestly, today I just kind of want to like hang out. And I don't really have like big huge plans, especially because I know now that I'm gonna have like extra time this week to get work done, so we shall see what happens. That's my story. I'm gonna let Nyla OUT again, even though we just came inside, because this is my life. She does it every time. She'll go OUT and then she'll be fine, and then she comes inside and like 5 minutes later she's like whining because she needs to go. And then she'll like go. I don't understand. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm probably gonna do like coffee and Bible, and then probably like shower, and then like lunch. I don't know. We'll see. So went through, did my Bible, did some journaling, tracked expenses in my money journal here. I've been asked to do some like stuff about budgeting and that kind of stuff. I don't feel like I do a very good job, which is why it was on my goals for this year. If you watched my goals video, I talked about how I really wanted to work on my budget and specifically making sure I'm tracking everything. Honestly, I have not been great at it, which is why that's one of my goals this year. Well, partially to be on top of it and to get better. And the other part is because I have really big like savings goals this year for some really specific things. And so if I'm going to do those specific things, I have to make sure that I'm really careful about where I'm spending my money. So that doesn't mean I'm like not going to do fun things. Like yesterday, husband and I went to a choir concert. I dropped a pretty penny on those tickets. I also bought tickets. We're going to go see Romeo and Juliet, the ballet, in 2 weeks. So we bought tickets for that. So like, I'm not spending money, but I'm just trying to be really intentional about how much I'm spending, where I'm spending, what I'm spending money on. And actually this month, I've been so careful. So I did those 2 things, but everything else that I've spent money on this month has been like boring stuff. I have not bought like any clothes. I have not bought any like art supplies. It's literally been like, I bought new air filters. I bought coffee pods for school. I bought like a banana holder. Like it's been things like that. It's like very practical, not particularly fun. So hopefully in February I'll get to have a little bit more fun. But maybe once I feel like I've gotten a handle on that, we'll talk about that, or maybe I'll set up a budget with you. That might work, or at least show you like what I'm doing without all the numbers filled in. I don't know why I have no problem sitting here and telling you like, oh yeah, I made XYZ this month and that month, but I feel really weird about telling you and sharing with the internet, not you in particular, but like sharing with the internet like where that money goes. I don't know why that feels so much more personal than being like, oh, the business made this. Maybe it's because it's the business. The business made this much money. I don't care about telling you that. But when it comes to like, oh, I spent this much money on XYZ, that feels a lot more personal to me. So I don't know. I feel some kind of way. But I thought I would show you a couple things here in the new bullet journal. So if you're new around here, the way that I like to plan is I like to have my bullet journal is like planning, goals, trackers, that kind of stuff that stays the whole month. Every day I do my planning, and every week I do my planning, and this is just a notebook. You could use any notebook. I like these Erin Condren notebooks because the paper is really thick, so it doesn't bleed through super badly. And they have interchangeable covers, which I think are fun. You can get your name on them, which I also think are fun. And the other thing is, this is really random. I don't think I've ever shared. I'm left-handed. And so most spiral notebooks, the spiral will be bigger than the notebook part. And so I can't stand it because then I'm writing on this side. Like in all of my sketchbooks, I actually do them upside down because I cannot stand having my hand here. So what I like about these is if you see the metal part is not that much bigger than the book part, which means that I don't have that same like laying my hand on the metal. It's not like uncomfortable. So that's why I like these. Anyway, I'll link them down below if you're interested. But here I have just like a fun little cover page. I did film how I set this up. That was unnecessary. A couple of like focus page. I did this last year and I really liked it. It's just kind of like quotes that have really inspired me and kind of like things I'm going for. I'm testing out a word of the year. I was thinking I might do the word thrive, but I'm not like 100% set on it because I feel like this year is more like getting myself together, but I can't figure out a word for that. And so that was the word that came to me, but it's not quite, I don't know that's quite right. Anyway, so every day I will read my Bible and then I flip through every page of my bullet journal, and that really helps me to just make sure that I'm like paying attention to what I care about and what I want to do this year. So if I see all these things here, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. I look at my calendars and I see, oh, here's what's coming up. I look through my goals. The way I did my goals is on the front of, I have this little like, this is fine. I have these little like book, basically I like cut out part of the page. So the front part is all the goals that I shared in my goals video. There's a couple I didn't share, which is why I'm not showing you that. And so it's very like, it's, how many things did it end up being? It's 18 things, which sounds like a lot, but some are business, some are not. 18 things that are like things I want to check off, like things I can do. But then I went through and I did a page for each like category of life. So I have like mental health, take an hour to myself, keep the kitchen clean, keep the dining room clean, solid morning routine with Bible and journaling, paint one thing every month. So some of the things on my like things that I want to do are specific goals, like paint something every month. I can check that off. I know at the end of the year if I've done 12 paintings. But some things are, you know, keep the kitchen clean. That's not very specific. I'm not tracking it. It's just kind of like something I want to work on. And so that has been really nice for me to be able to just kind of look through and see those things. I did finish my vision board. Here's how it turned out. So I have just like pictures for, I kind of went with the 4 main areas of my life. So I have like learning, health stuff. So like learning like piano and things. Work is kind of this like writing, Bible, so more learning. And then this is kind of like adventure on this side. So going to concerts and operas. I really want to ride in a hot air balloon this year. We shall see. Dapper Day, and just kind of like those things. So then I just added some words to kind of make things more specific. And then I flipped through and went to my January page because it's a new week. So I wanted to fill out a new week. Obviously I did not fill out the first 2 weeks of January, but it's fine. So just like things I want to get done this week. And I went with like a starry situation. So it's like constellations. So I find them fascinating. And then I went through and wrote out, these are like my weekly things I want to do, and then a page for each day. I have not been adding things to the daily pages until we get there. On days where I have time, like today or tomorrow, I've been doing them like this, where like this will be school stuff and this will be non-school stuff. If I have a day where I don't have planning, then I will just use a half sheet because I won't need a ton of room for school stuff, just helps with. So I hope that makes sense. I think I'm gonna go eat because I am starving. So let's go. I also have gone back to color coordinating, so I've been like highlighting in different colors each of the tasks I need to get done each day, which I was doing, that I stopped doing, that I'm doing again. And the other thing is I need to do my reading journal for this year because I finished one book and I think I might be able to finish another one soon. So I need to do my tracker spreads and all of that to get done. But first, food. Hello, welcome to the messy craft room. This place is always a disaster all the time. Let's see, where did I leave you? I had my lunch. I took a bath and read quite a bit of my books, which is lovely. Took a shower. Hair's still a little bit wet down at the bottom. And then I tidied up a little bit, and now I'm in my craft room working on this gigantic painting. So I made kind of like a general sketch in my sketchbook. It's hopefully gonna look a lot better than this. My sketchbook, I do not aim to look nice really at all. It's just kind of like to play, and so I was just kind of like trying to get the shapes figured out, and even though this doesn't look particularly good, it gave me a lot of good ideas for like how I want to approach the painting. Which should be pretty simple. It's probably still going to be nice and time consuming, but the concept I think will be fairly simple. So it's really large. I think it's 4 foot by 2 foot. And so I added like a background. Basically it's mostly white with like a little bit of blues in the top and a little bit of grays in the bottom. I find that the worst thing about painting is just having like a blank slate, so I always just cover it with something. Even if it's not the color it's gonna be, I'm gonna cover probably all of it up, and that's fine, but just having something on there makes me feel a lot better, like I had a starting point basically. So I always just cover it with something, even if it doesn't end up being the color that you see at the end. So I let that dry, went downstairs, and I made myself some protein hot chocolate, kind of. I usually drink the Premier protein shakes, and so I had some that were cookies and cream, and I was like, I really want hot chocolate. But I knew that I wanted to drink a protein shake to get the protein, because I have like a protein goal that I'm trying to hit every day, and I'm not good at it. So I was like, I need that, and I was like, well, I don't want hot chocolate and the protein shake because it's just a lot of like random drinks to drink throughout the day. And so I was looking up protein hot chocolate on the internet, and Pinterest kept showing me all these recipes, but they were all basically like protein powder and milk, and I was like, I don't have protein powder or milk. And then I was like, duh, Becca, you have a protein shake, can you just heat it up? So I heated it up on the stove on like a really low heat because I was worried it was gonna be too hot and like burn. And then I added some extra cocoa powder and like stirred it really well, and it's not as thick as I would like if you did like a dash of heavy cream in it, I think it would be like top tier. But it hits the spot, so I'm doing pretty well with that. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and work on getting some paint on the canvas, see how many layers I can get done. At some point I need to cook, might put around and like tidy some stuff up, but that's really all I've got going on. I'm gonna save all the work for tomorrow. I've decided. So I was like, you know what? I'll have the time, so I might as well. So, the best tip? No. But what we shall do is let's talk for a minute while we're sitting here about goals and plans. And let me see if I can like get you like there. Wow. This is just really a vibe back here. But I personally am really into like goals. So a couple of things, if you're like looking at your goals, and especially we're at that point where we're like, I'm like middle of January. By the time you see this, it'll probably be end of January. And so when we get to middle and end of January, that's where a lot of people start giving up on their goals and stop doing the resolutions and go back to whoever they were, you know, before this year started. So my point in telling you that, is that I want you to not be one of those people. So if you're looking and you're like, oh, I'm already running out of steam, how am I going to hit my goals? Here's a couple of things that help me. Number one is checking in with yourself every week. So I do this in two different ways. I don't really know where to start. We're just going to start right here. I do this in two different ways. So one of the ways that I kind of check in with myself is I do what I call the weekly scorecard. And it's a habits-based thing. So I look at all of my habits. I have like a habit tracker that has all my habits on it that I track throughout the week. And throughout the week, I, want to do all these different things. And I earn points essentially for each thing that I do. The harder things and the more important things get more points than the less important or the easier to do. So for example, walking the dog gives me 1 point because it's not hard for me to, walk the dog, and it's probably not going to change my life. But going to a bar class gets me 2 points because it's harder and also like long-term better for me because it's like weight training and cardio and like all that good stuff. And so it earns me more points because I'm working harder and because I'm, long-term better for me. Anyway, all that to say, at the end of the week, I go through and I count up how many points I earned that week. And I keep track of that in my bullet journal, and I just have a page where I just write down how many points I earned each week. And I have kind of different things, like if I hit so many points this week, then I get to have like a fun drink at Starbucks instead of like just a boring drink at Starbucks. And just little incentives like that for myself. Nothing super crazy, but just little things to make it more fun. So that is one thing. The other thing is I really like to go through and journal, which I did this morning. So I just sat down with my journal and I was like, okay, my main things I want to work on this year. How did I do on tracking my expenses? How did I do on like doing things that are going to earn me money? How did I do on like my healthy goals and like that kind of stuff? And just kind of like really reflecting and thinking and being like, okay, where did I do a good job and where did I not do a good job? The reason this is important to do weekly is because when you do this weekly, don't even do it this way. When you do this weekly, it really just helps you to keep tabs on how you're doing. And so that way you're not going, 4 weeks without checking in on yourself. So it's not monumental. It's not like a huge thing, but it is something that I would encourage you to do. Is just find a way to quickly check in on yourself every week. So that's number one. The other thing that I do is I've been really trying to figure out like my triggers and the things that are going to hurt me. So, example, I told you I'm being really careful about like money and spending money really intentionally. Every time I get on Instagram, I either see an influencer showing me something to buy, or I have an ad from a site that I like because they have those really good ads that I then am like, ooh, I should get that. And so I have found that it has been a lot easier for me to not spend money if I am not getting on Instagram. So when I get on my phone, if I'm gonna scroll for a little bit, which I don't do very often, I try to scroll on Pinterest instead because I don't feel that same Pinterest I get on and I'm like, oh, here's a painting I want to do. Here's, a recipe I want to try. Like it's more creative and it's more like things I want to do versus things that I want to buy, which is ironic because there's a lot of things that say that people buy things off of Pinterest better than other social media. So I don't know, but personally, that's how I feel. So I just wanted to share if you were also, you know, maybe concerned about one or both of those things or something like that, that it might be helpful. So that's kind of one thing in that area. And then another like similar vibe is I have been trying to work on like healthy habits and eating well and stuff like that. So I know that I tend to eat more if I'm stressed. And so I'm already trying to put in place like making sure that I'm resting enough that I don't get as stressed, and then having like options for myself for when I do feel stress, and that should hopefully help. We're not super far in, so I can't give you a good case of how that's working, but that's kind of my tentative thought, is just how I can do that. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just making really, really messy trees, and my master plan is I'm going to make these like messy trees. They're going to be like the background trees, and then I'm going to cover them with like a small like watery layer of paint, like white paint, to be like the snow, and then I'll do, you know, another layer on top, and then I'll do another layer of snow, and then that way hopefully my front trees should be much more in focus than these back trees. But I do need to make sure that I let them dry all the way so that I don't accidentally smudge them everywhere. So I'm gonna work on this, and you go think about things that either are triggering your goals or how you can track them a little bit better. And I'll see you maybe later, maybe tomorrow, maybe when there's snow. Hello, happy Tuesday. This morning is the first of our snow days. We are off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And as of right now, it says there is a 90% chance of snow. And it's saying 9 to 11 inches of snow. That is insane. So it looks like it's supposed to, there's like a 10% chance at 3, and then it goes to 30% at 4. And then 55 at 5, 65 at 6, and just like kind of climbing. So it's definitely going to be like evening, nighttime. I'm hoping it comes sooner rather than later, because I want to be able to see it. And, you know, if it's like dark, then it's going to be hard to see. So we shall see. It says 9 to 11 inches. That's insane. So husband's already texted they're going to close their shop at 2 o'clock so that everyone has time to like get home before anything happens. And we are on a snow day. So I got up, let the dog out. It's not a workout day, so I just read my Bible, did some journaling, did my trackers. I checked all of my YouTube channels to see like what the status of videos were, because I really have not gotten the hang of like I've tried many content calendars, and I still have not gotten the hang of like being on top of things as far as like what's going out when. So maybe that's something we'll work on this year. But I checked each one and was like, okay, you know, this needs a video, that video's ready, like just kind of figuring out like where I was in terms of like how many I need to film, how many I need to edit, how many I need to check that Brian has edited, all that kind of stuff. So got that done. Also did some Pinterest. I was Pinteresting a lot. I kind of stopped, and this week I was like, you know what, we should get back into that. So every time I mention Pinterest, people are like, what are you doing on Pinterest? And I'm like, I don't know. Right now, anything is better than nothing. So that's kind of where I am. Anyway, I'm gonna make my second cup of coffee, and I'm gonna go to work. And by that I mean open my laptop. I don't have to go anywhere. So I'm gonna open up my laptop and get to work. I'm hoping to get like my next set of lessons planned, all my slides ready. I have a meeting with my mentee so we can talk through whatever is on her mind. So yeah. Then this afternoon, once work is done, then I plan to clean, continue on my painting. Those are kind of my big things. Just need to like tidy. I need to like clean the bathrooms. It's just kind of like stuff. So that is my master plan that I've got going on. here on this Tuesday. So we shall see about the snow. Right now, like the sky is like a weird white color, which is not a thing we normally see here. We don't get the white sky. So maybe that's the snow clouds. I don't know. I shall keep you posted. And if the snow does come, I'm about to make snow angels and throw snowballs at my dog and act like a 5-year-old. So that's what we've got going on today. All right, work is done. Bathrooms are clean. So who's ready to really suck at tap dancing? I thought I was kidding about the tap dancing, but I was not kidding. I was serious. And I'm a few hours into this tap dance course. Really terrible. But it's a good time. So I'm not going to film it. Just want to like give you the update in case you thought I was kidding, because I wasn't. Here's the progress on this painting so far. Layer of trees, layer of snow, layer of trees, layer of snow. So next up, I need to do another layer of trees, and yeah, we are still awaiting the snow. It's about 5 o'clock. Nothing yet, but it's supposed to be mostly overnight, so we'll see. Had a pretty productive day though. I got the bathrooms cleaned, I folded the laundry, that's not even including all the stuff I got done for like work. I got a video up. I have another video I'm about to review right now, so I'm going to do that while I'm doing this. And I did my tap dance course. Did a good 40 minutes today. And today was the first day I actually feel like I accomplished something. The first few days were very much like, you know, you have to learn like the very basic steps. So it was just kind of like meh, because there's just nothing you can do. And so yesterday I learned like a few combinations, and then but I did terrible. So today I didn't learn anything new. I just did those same combination videos. And then I like used my metronome to like speed them up, and then I took the 4 combinations and strung them all together to make like a 1-minute long combo, and it, like kept practicing that until I got that like solid, and that was really exciting just to have something like actually feeling like I actually did something, which, you know, we do appreciate. So anyway, I'm gonna sit here and get this next part of my painting situated. Must be missing some colors. They must be up there still. But yeah, that's the plan. Painting, review video, wait for snow. I have the window open, so we will know. If it doesn't snow, I'm gonna be so mad. So mad at this point. So mad. Although it's freezing, so I need to put my fuzzy socks on. Let's get to it. Like 10 p.m. We don't have snow, but we have this like frozen rain. So do you see this? Like, that's crazy. And the power just flickered, so that's fun. Husband went to go find all of our like lanterns and stuff, and there's just like ice everywhere. Yeah, it's like frozen. Crazy. What you think, Nyla? The very first thing she did was run outside and try to eat the, she was trying to catch all the snowflakes in her mouth. Now she's trying to eat this ice on the ground. What's going on? Running. Insanity. Look at all that. Right there is a palm tree. And everywhere is snow. Happy Wednesday and happy actual snow day. Last night we got some flakes starting around like 6 o'clock when I filmed like a little clip. I filmed a lot of stuff on my phone, so it's probably terrible, but here we are. So we got like a few flakes. Y'all, this dog, the very first thing she did is like, there's, you know, a couple of flakes coming down, and she immediately starts trying to eat them. Like out of the air. I didn't get a video of it, and I so am sad that I missed that because it was so funny. So we had a little bit of flakes earlier, and it might snow some more later, and if so, I'll definitely make sure I try to get some video of that. And then it was like a couple flakes, wasn't sticking, and then we got like icy rain, which started probably like 6:30 or 7, and it went so late. And it was like, we kept looking at the weather because it kept saying it was going to change to snow instead of like the icy rain or like wintry mix or whatever. And so we stayed up so late last night, and finally it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was still like icy rain. You can like hear it outside. Really, we gotta go to bed. But then we got up this morning and it had snowed, and it was just like white everywhere, winter wonderland, crazy town. I was trying to measure it, but there's like a thick layer of ice underneath the snow, so it's like I couldn't get all the way down to the ground to measure and see like how much we had. So we had at least 3 inches of like powder above however much like ice and packed in snow we had underneath that. But it's crazy. So we got up this morning and took Nyla out, and she was running around like crazy trying to eat all of the snow. Just she did not know what to do with herself. And so we like threw snowballs and checked out all the plants because we had that like icy rain. All the plants are like coated in ice, like all the way around the branches of the trees, and like all the like bushes in the front, all the leaves are like completely coated in ice. It's crazy. So we like, you know, looked everywhere and all that kind of stuff. Came in, I made some eggs and bacon, and then we went back out because I really want to make a snow angel in particular. So did that, and then we were gonna get in the hot tub, but last night the power flickered, so it like turned off for like a minute or two, and then it came back on. And I totally didn't think like, oh, the hot tub turned off when the power turned off, and it doesn't automatically come back on. I have to go like physically turn it back on. So it's not hot enough right now. So I turn it back on, and hopefully by this afternoon or evening, maybe it'll be warm enough that we can go and like sit in the hot tub in the snow, because that just seems like so much fun. So yeah, it's been a fun morning. Yeah, so I got up really early. Actually, I'm quite tired already. But I need to grab my computer and do some work for school, and I need to do some work for the business and get some videos up, get some products working and that kind of stuff. But alternately also just playing in the snow, because listen, it's been 7 years since last time, so who knows how long till the next time. Also, I realize I look completely ridiculous, but my ears were cold, my nose is cold. Oh, I just can't believe it. It's crazy. Crazy. what a day. It has been delightful. I'm not gonna lie. I did get schoolwork done. I had to take a course about proctoring testing. And I did like lesson planning and lots of that kind of stuff. I also moved my stuff from my old external hard drive onto my new external hard drive, and I worked a bit on the book that I'm working on, like workbook situation, and I did some budgeting, playing around with money stuff, which was not as fun as I wanted it to be, but it's okay. Anyway, but mostly, so did the important things. But we had such a lovely day. We like got up early and we were playing in the snow this morning, and then played in the snow this afternoon, and just had a great time. We did all the snowy things. We had a snowball fight. We made a snowman. His nose is it's a citrus tree that I have in the back, because I was like, we don't have any carrots, and I was like, oh, I have orange citrus, it's fine. So you know, that's because Georgia. So snowball fight, snowman, made snow angels, played with the dog, we took lots of pictures, we threw the snow around, and we just had a really good time. There's still a lot of snow on the ground. There was a lot of ice melting, a lot of snow melting, but there's still like snow. So I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow. Right now it's 28 degrees, so all that ice that melted is now gonna refreeze. So that'll be interesting. But it was just so lovely. We made snow ice cream. I made peppermint snow ice cream. I didn't know that was a thing, so when he said it to me, and I was like, we're gonna try this. I tried to make molasses candy, and that did not work out. I don't think it was cold enough. But yeah, just trying to do like all the fun snowy things. Last night we had apple cider while we were waiting for the snow, and we'll probably have some more apple cider tonight. And it was just such a lovely day, and just so wholesome and fun and so great, and something that we won't get the opportunity to do anytime soon. You know, it's been 7 years since last time. So we really tried to like enjoy it to its fullest today. So we had a great time. It was so much fun. And now I am gonna go, and maybe this is like it's like a turtleneck, but it's like thin. I put it on because I was putting it under like all of my layers to go outside, but I think I'm gonna go put on like something warmer because I'm now chilly, and because, you know, now it's 28 degrees, and go make some chili for dinner to, you know, warm up. So just a lovely day. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I want to know, did you get snow? What are your favorite snow activities, especially if you are someone who actually has snow? I know a lot of people do sledding. We don't have hills. We live at sea level. Literally, like, part of our town is underneath sea level. I got a picture of Andrew's cousin's boogie boarding in the snow. So like someone pulling a boogie board. And then I also saw outside there's someone has an ATV, and they hooked up an upside down table to the back of it. So it was like ATV pulling an upside down table, like the legs are like sticking up with somebody on it. So that was interesting. But there we are. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry it wasn't the most like super productive, but it was a really good time. So I enjoyed it. Hopefully the next one will be more worky, but you know, balance. That's what I really learned last year. Balance, control your mind, all that kind of stuff. So we shall see what I learned this year. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me on this snow day. I'll see you the next one. Bye.